Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how I change colors and don't have to weave in the ends. So here we are on our final round of this color. Here's the first, chain 5, it goes around. We are on our last treble crochet, chain 2. We need to connect to the third chain, 1, 2, 3. So this is where we're going to connect, but we want to connect with our opposite, well not opposite, but with a different color. So after we have our chain 2, and we have our blue, we're switching to yellow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my yellow, and I'm gonna tie it around, knot it around this blue yarn. So I'm gonna go ahead, knot this around. Now, I don't want it up there, I want it as close to here. Let me bring this down for you. I want this knot to be as close to this chain as possible. Okay, can you see that? Close to that chain right there as possible. So I'm gonna take this yellow and I'm gonna pull it down as close as I can. And it's okay if you mess up your chains because we can redo it. So pull it down as close as you can, okay? Grab that blue. Pull it down as close to there as possible. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. So now I have the yellow is attached as close to the chain 2 as possible. Now I'm gonna cut. I'm going to cut my blue, because this is what we're on right now. I'm gonna cut the blue, give myself a generous tail. We can remove the blue. So now I have this blue here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to now knot it onto this yellow one, but I want the knot to be as close to the yellow as possible. So this is where it comes in handy going a little bit slower. So I'm gonna take that blue and I'm gonna bring it as close to the yellow as I can. Now once I have the crisscross applesauce, can you see that okay? I'm going to bring this loop as close as I can to the knot and just pull ever so slowly. See how I'm pulling that nice and slow? And it's right next to the yellow. So I'm gonna keep pulling. Once it's there, I'm then gonna take my hook and the blue, and I'm gonna make sure it's on the side of the yellow. Let me make sure this is in focus. Right there, you got your blue and your yellow and they're right next to each other. And I'm pulling this as tight as I can. Now I'm gonna take my yellow and I'm gonna pull it. I'm holding this one with this so I'm not messing anything up. And it's okay if it slides like that because we can redo those chains. Pull, 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 tight, 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 right? Not going anywhere. So now we can take our tails. Let me back up. We can take our tails and we can cut these off. Grab your scissors. And I'm gonna cut as close to the knots as possible. Once again, I grab my blue and I'm gonna pull, 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 pull. Not gonna go anywhere. And that's how I change colors without having to weave in ends. Now, if you messed up your chains, say they got all messed up, just undo them. Go back to your last treble, insert your hook, redo those last 2 chains. 1, 2, and there it ends right where you connected. Now you can go to your 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. You can insert. I like to leave that hump there. And now see, you've changed to the yellow. Insert to join, pull tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is how I change colors without having to weave in ends. Hope that helps.